Everyone, welcome again. Our session of today will be about media theories. As you know, the rule of those theories is to guide our understanding of the effects and rules of mass media, and also to understand relationships between audiences and media text. Media theories are three categories: theories that focus on what media do to the audiences, theories that focus on what the audiences do with the media, and finally theories that focus on what the audience do to the media. Let's start with the first category, theories that focus on what media do to the audiences. The hypodermic needle theory, or the magic bullet theory, by Harold Aswell between 1920 and 1940. We mean by hypodermic needle that media messages are injected straight into passive audiences who is immediately influenced by the message. And the bullet means the message fired from media gun. In this model, there is no escape from the effect of the messages. This theory considers the audience passive without any critical thinking or feedback, so the communication is only one-way process. It's linear. Media have a powerful negative effect on the audience. They control his behavior. But the theory was refuted because the audience mustn't be seen as passive. He has a free will and a cultural background which must be taken into consideration. Now the second theory, the two steps flow theory by Kurtz and Lazarsfeld in 1940. This theory claims that the information the audiences receive from mass media moves in two stages. The first stage, the opinion leaders who have access to media receive messages and pass on their own interpretations and then affect the audiences with them. The second stage, the audience mediate the information directly from media with the ideas and thoughts expressed by opinion leaders, thus being influenced not by only a direct process but by two steps flow. And even though this theory considered the audience as active and participating in communication process, but it was also refuted because of the flow of the information, means that the audience is influenced by more than two steps flow. Not only opinion leaders who have an influence on the audience, there are also opinion followers whose ideas and behaviors serve as a model to others. The third theory, the cultivation theory developed by George Berner in 1960, it's also one of theories that focus on what media do to the audience. This theory appeared especially for the television as a result of its increasing growth. It suggests that the massive exposure to television for shaping and for television and violence portrayed in the movies are responsible for shaping the audience's perception of social reality. This theory classified people into two categories: heavy watchers who watch TV more than 4 hours per day, and light watchers who watch TV less than 4 hours per day. But what made this theory also weak is that audiences' perception of social reality is influenced not only by TV, but also by other media and other factors such as age, gender, cultural backgrounds, and so on. Now let's see the second category of theories. Theories that focus on what the audience do with the media. Uses and gratification theory. This theory claimed that audience use what kind of media to satisfy a specific needs. These needs serve as motivations for using media. For example, the need to be informed, educated, entertained, identify with characters and situations, interact with others, escape from his own daily troubles and owns, and all those needs are classified according to Maslow's hierarchy. Maslow's classified those needs according to their importance. For example, in the bottom of the pyramid we find the most important needs, which are physiological needs, food, water, and shelter. Whenever the audience fulfills this class of needs, he will seek to fulfill the next class. This theory was strong because it considered the audience as active and free. He can choose what kind of media will integrate his own life according his needs. But it was limited. It doesn't take into consideration the way messages are interpreted by the audience, and also it doesn't acknowledge the audiences have to enjoy whatever is produced by the media. Now let's see the last type of theories that focus on what the audience do to the media. Reception theory by Stuart Hall in 1993. Stuart Hall based his theory on the meaning of the message, which is the result of a communication process. It means that the sender who is responsible for encoding the message and the audience who will decode the message and get its meaning according his education level, his cultural background, his social class, or his gender. Stuart Hall categorized the audience members into three types. Dominant or preferred means audiences who accept all messages in media text. Negotiated means audiences who can accept or reject element of media text. And oppositional, audiences who reject consciously media text for cultural, political, or ideological reasons. All those theories were about media and their effect on the audiences. But the famous media scholar of the 20th century, Marshall McLuhan, in 1964, McLuhan asserted that the medium affects the society by its characteristics and by the way it is used, not by the messages delivered over it. Because the way that people used a new medium that gave it its meaning. So that McLuhan considered the medium is the message. That's it. I hope my explanation was clear and helpful. Our next video will be about advertising and its techniques. Thank you and good luck.